Tonight's going to be a lot of fun for you. If your business isn't fit and healthy, tonight's going to feel like running laps, okay? So we're going to cover 28 points that you have to learn here this evening. Imagine by the end of it, there's 21 of the 28 you're not doing. There's 21 things you're not doing right now. If we get to that, should you be excited that you've got 21 things you can work on? Of course you should. You should be very excited by that point in time. So, making sure that you understand that coaching tonight is going to feel like running laps. If you feel like that, excellent, because that means you've got room for improvement. Plenty of room for improvement means plenty of room for growth in profit. I'm going to teach you not only how to do it, but in the first stages, why I do it that way. So let's jump into the first part of why I do it that way. By the way, I'm going to get you to call out everything here this evening, so get used to it. Why? What happens is when you raise your hand or you call things out, your brain actually remembers that stuff. Okay? There's more chance you'll remember it. Now, if you remember it, there's a chance you'll use it. If there's a chance you'll use it, there's a chance you'll make money from it. My goal here this evening is to have all of you walk out of here knowing how to make more money in your business, to grow your business. So make sure you call stuff out so you remember it. First one that we got to call out. My first point of my 28. There's a simple one called attitude. What's it called, everybody? Attitude. Now, what is attitude? This isn't, by the way, just positive and negative thinking. This isn't just that. Even though positive thinking is important, if two people are confronted with a situation, one's positive, one's negative, which one's going to win most of the time? Positive most of the time, okay? Now, but what this is about is when you go to work every day, do you go into your business to not fail or do you go in to succeed? See, most business owners think they're going there to succeed, but in fact, they're going there to not fail. They're going in thinking, I've just got to pay the wages. As long as I cover the bills, as long as I can, as long as we can remain steady, as long as things are okay. They go in every day to fix the problems. They go in every day to put out the fires. They go in every day doing the same work they did the day before and the day before and the day before and the week before and the year before. Most business owners go into business to not fail. They don't go in to succeed. You see, when I look at most business owners, I think, are you going into business every day to create the world's best business in your industry, or the best in Mexico, or the fastest growing, or the biggest? Or what is your goal in business? Is your goal to create the world's best? See, when I started Action Coach, do you think I sat down at my desk and said, you know what? I want to create the most average business coaching company in the world? No, you didn't. Why not? Because your goal is simple. My goal from day one is to create the world's best. And, because of that goal, I put it to you real simple. Now we sit there with Action Coaches 7 times larger than our next nearest competitor, 22 times larger than our next nearest competitor after that. We're number one by so much, it's not funny. Why? Because every day my goal is to create the world's best. Not the smallest, not the littlest, but the biggest and best in the world. In your business, do you go in there every day to create something amazing, or do you go in there just to pay the bills? If you're just going in to just pay the bills, then guess what ends up happening to those businesses? They end up going out of business. My job is not to teach you to run an average business. My job is to teach you to run a great business where you make a lot of money out of that business, where it works so you don't have to. And that all starts with a very simple thing called, everybody, a simple thing called attitude. Are you there to fail or to not fail, or are you there to succeed? One other point on this one that's really interesting. How many of you had a job, like a corporate job, before you started your own business? You worked for someone else. Let me just see a show of hands. How many had that? Excellent. So you're working for someone else. Here's what happens. When you work for someone else, and let's say you're in charge of, marketing, and you've got to sign off a marketing campaign, and it's millions of pesos in marketing you're spending. Now, when it's someone else's money, what do? You sign it off. You allocate it. It's in the budget. That's what you do. You go into business for yourself, and amazingly enough, you've got an advertisement coming up, and it's all of 10,000 pesos. It's your money right now, though. What happens in your head? And so you start thinking, hey, maybe I should hold on to this. Maybe I should... What if I just don't do it just in case? See, you're planning on failing. You're going into business at that point to not fail rather than to succeed. Go in there every day to build a big business. By the way, If I ever hear you say, I run a small business, why would you say that? That's just stupid. You don't say I run a small business, you say I run a big business. We're just in growth phase at this point in time. You know, it's a big business one day. That's the whole point behind it. That's the attitude.